What's going on, YouTube Nation? I am the Coffee Bean GM, and today is the first day of spring. Hallelujah. The birds are outside singing. It's not too bad out there. It's sunny. It's about 30 degrees Fahrenheit, so I can't say it's really warm, but hey, it's spring. There's about a foot of snow on the ground. I had to shovel out the driveway. It sucked. But here we are. We're going to brighten things up a little bit here as I get warm. Drink my coffee. We're going to start a new series on how to create a dungeon map. Similar to this one that I have here. I designed this kind of with the idea of a crypt in mind. A lot of it was randomized. I'm going to do two different series, or I guess maybe stagger this a little bit and keep it within the same series, but show you how to do both a random one like this one has been created up, and do one that is cut out and designed how we want it to be. So I'm going to start with the random one with this video, and then maybe we'll do another one, or maybe stagger it. I'm not sure yet, but you'll just have more videos on how to do more stuff, so no worries there. So, what are we going to do to start this? Well, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to create a new image. I did this one by 1300 by 1000 pixels. Under your advanced options, you want the X and Y resolutions to be 200. And really the whole fill width and stuff doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter if you come up with a transparent image or if you get one with a background color. It's not going to make a difference right now. So once you get your width and your height and your resolution set, hit OK. And here's our blank slate that we are going to start working with. So first thing we're going to do, we need ourselves to get a some sort of floor in the ceiling to make this cavernous. Like, I searched around a bunch, got a few different textures that I liked. For this video, we're going to use this one. Again, I will link it down below. But if you're looking, the best way to do this is just to go on to either DeviantArt or to go on to Google, type in stone texture, and bring that up and find one that you like. Your best bet is to get one as big as possible. The bigger it is, the more you can shrink it down, and the contrast will be better. The details, like this one is, you can see all the grooves and whatnot. You don't want it to be super detailed to where you can see every little nook and cranny, because then it'll look kind of awkward with the perspective of this map. But one like this works perfect. There's a ton of different ones out there. You'll have to play around, see which ones you like and don't like. I will link this one into the chat, or into the the description. There you go, the description below, so you can use it and you can follow me through step by step with this, just like we did with the other tutorial. And then once you're comfortable with it, start off and branch out and do whatever you want. So we're going to go ahead and copy this, copy the image. I'm going to swing down to that, Control V. We've got our image. See, this one is much, much bigger than our little area here. So we've got to shrink this thing down. Like I said before, if you hold the control button when you drag these down, it'll keep the perspective. I'm going to shrink it in pretty darn close. Do the same thing with this side. Control, drag it in. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to shrink this side in just a little bit. And we're going to scale it. Alright, so now we got our smaller image here. I'm going to hit right here. Right now it's just a floating selection. We want to make it a layer. So there's our layer. We're going to layer to image size. That way everything's nice and clean. And then we are going to duplicate it, which is this right here. You can create a duplicate layer, or you can right click on it and duplicate layer. Doesn't matter. Well, that's what we're going to do. So now we have two different ones. This background, again, like I said, didn't matter if it was transparent or whatever. Get rid of it. You don't need it. So, got our two. The first one, right here. Go ahead and space bar or right click, rename it. Call it floor. And then this one up here, there's going to be the ceiling, top, whatever you want to do. So there's our two layers. So I want to get colors similar to this one because I liked what I had here instead of dinking around. So on top one, let's see, we're going to go ahead and colorize it. Make sure you're on the top layer. Colorize it. For that I did 20. Way down here because I wanted a brown sort of color. Take this one down because I don't want the saturation to be, I want it to balance out a little bit. It's going to take this down to 25. In lightness, I want this to be nice and dark. So we're going to take this way down, all the way down to 75. So now we have a nice dark brown, dirty, grimy sort of soil color. And that's what we want for our top. We can hide that one for the moment. Click it down onto our floor. This one, I like a little bit of reddish tint. Greenish tints work well. If you're doing more of a sand or Egyptian or Arabian sort of thing, maybe an orange would work really good. If you were building something that was very priestly or knightly or something, maybe you want more of a white or gray texture, marble-like. In which case a marble texture would be really good to find instead of something like this. But as we're going, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to colorize this. I'm going to put this one all the way down to 0 because I want this reddish sort of color. We need to darken it up a little bit. It's a little too vibrant. So we're going to put this at 15. So we just have a slight tint of red in here. But we want it to be darker still. So we're going to drag this right on down to 50. Now you can see it has a sort of a reddish gray brown tint, kind of in between somewhere. And hit OK. So now we have our ceiling and our floor. Contrasting colors work good. Next thing we're going to do, we need to give these a bit of a contrast. We want to be able to see some of these nooks and stuff like that a little bit better. So you're going to do your colors, go to contrast, and we're going to put it at 10. Oop, too far. It'll kind of brighten those higher points up and darken those deeper points a little bit. Hit OK. Hide that, go down to the floor, same exact things. Colors, contrast, take it up to 10. Oop, too far. And hit OK. So now we are set with our two different shades here. So next thing we are going to do, this one's going to be random, so it's going to be like when we did the whole original overland mapping tutorial, if you remember watching that. But we're going to go ahead and kind of randomize this. So we're going to go to filters. We want to render clouds. We're going to go solid noise. For this one, I dinked around a little bit, and I found a pretty decent setup, which is going to put your, make sure you hit randomize. Well, you don't have to, but it'll kind of give you a little more variety, I suppose. Detail, you want this all the way up to 10. X and Y sizes, I put at 3. Sometimes this takes a try or two to get one that you'll actually like. So let's see how we work out today. So I'm going to click this so it randomizes it again. You can kind of see when you're looking up here the darker areas. So you can kind of get a real brief idea of what this is going to look like. So, alright, I like this one with some of the darker areas here. So that's the one we're going to go with. And you're going to hit OK. And there's going to be, oh crap, you see I already messed up. We need a new layer for that. Hit OK, put that to the top. I've named this one Cavern, I already had it set up. So let's try that again. So, see, even I make mistakes all the damn time. That's alright. Map, let's see, render, clouds, solid noise. And do this a few times just to get one that I kind of like the look of. Yeah, I like that one. Alright, so let's try this once again. There we go. So we have our top ceiling area, floor area, and our cavern. Now we're going to go to colors and threshold. This is going to start giving us what our cavern looks like. As before, you can go with the dark area is the floor or the white area is the flooring. It's up to you. It's a whole matter of playing around with it. You can adjust these little arrows to kind of get an idea, but there's a white one way over here on the side that you can grab, and you can start dragging over, and it'll start bringing out some more colors too. And I actually like this one quite a bit. This has quite a bit of... I'm going to go with having... I think... having the white be the floor. Maybe. Let's see. I'll bring this up a little bit. Yeah, let's go with the white being the floor area and this black being the ceilings. Alright, I kind of like that. Because what we have here are little rooms over here, a big open chamber, a bunch of hallways kind of coming into it this way. So what this kind of mapping is going to do, if you wanted to create like a big cavernous map and a full scale map, you can. It takes a little tweaking around, kind of like the other one is. I do this for more encounter-based maps or kind of focused areas I want to focus on a map, but it's kind of up to you. In this one, I'm kind of seeing this one has a whole bunch of chambers coming in, so there's probably other things off in these directions that you could certainly map out as well later on, or what you want to do. I'll show you a couple different tricks you can do, though, because we don't have to have all these be chambers. We can close a lot of these off and they can be rooms, and I'll show you how to manipulate what we have here into something more. So I'm going to bring this down just a little. Bring this one down just a little. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, too much. Oh, too much. Alright, we're going to hit OK. Here's what we are going to work with. So now that we have this basic, we got to kind of manipulate it, turn it into something a little more. So you want to swap over, you want to get a black as you can get it, and your white. You're going to go to your brush, you want to go with this big circle with the hardest edge, and you want to take this right on down to a 2 or a 3. Let's go with 3. Yeah. Alright. So no matter how you do it, when we zoom right in, you can see that there is no grayish area on these. This is just a hard black edge. This, however, when you do it, you can see little bits of grays. It still fades. Even though this is supposed to have a hard edge to it, it still has a little bit of gray area, but that's okay. I'll show you how to get rid of that. So what we're going to do is get rid of some of these areas, like in here, since it's at the edge of the map. All we got to do is kind of take right in here. I'm going to make this be a little bit of a room, so we're going to cover like this. Make it a little jagged, go like that. And we're going to do sort of the same thing here. Jag it out a little bit, kind of like this. These areas will be filled in. Let's kind of come in like this and make this a little bit of a thing. We can have this come be in an entranceway, this one and this one. We're going to cut this one off though. And actually, well, this one's small too. Let's cut that one right off. And this one as well. Let's have that in an entrance. Let's bring this one, kind of go like this. So what we are doing is making this so that's more of a cavernous area. I'm going to swap over to the white because we want to be able to get into this area here, and we can't at the moment. So let's put a little jagged, kind of go like this, blend it into there, and we'll bring it out here like that, and cut that off, and kind of go like this. There. All right. I'm going to grab our bucket tool here, and we'll start filling in areas. But first, because we have these real dark edge, there's no gray, it's just straight black, and this one has these different colors, we got to get rid of these. Otherwise, what we're going to go to fill stuff in, you'll have lines. Sort of like, let's go to the black. Fill it in. See how we have these lines right here? We don't want that. So what you do, real quick and easy, go to colors, threshold, and you just hit OK. It automatically gets rid of those lines. Now when we go to our bucket, we go to fill these areas in, it's all filled in black. Let's fill this one in. Over here, let's fill that. Let's fill that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So see how we got, most of this is starting to open up now. We got a chamber coming in this way, one coming in this way. Let's close that one off. We don't need that area down there. Whoop. We don't need this area down here. So now we have one entrance coming in this way, one coming in this way, and one coming up this way. This big, long little hallway thing over here. This could be a little crypt room or something. And we have to swap this over to white because we want to get rid of this black area so that we can get into this room. So we're just going to click that and open it up. All right, so there's our basic cavern that we're going to start with. We're going to do something with. So now we got to get, over to these and make these tops and the floors something. We got to use these. So grab our color picker. We want this white area is going to be the floor. So we're going to go ahead and select the white area using our color picker. Make sure you're on the cavern and click that. That'll select the whole white area, all the white areas, even these little bits here and there. Okay. Now we want to go to the top. I'm going to hide this for the moment. And when you're sure on the top, all you have to do is hit delete. And we're set. Select none. So there's our ceiling areas. This is our floor areas. This is pretty much unused. We don't need to do any more with this because we already got it. So let's just move that out of the way for the moment. So the next thing we need to do is to go to the top here, and we need to create those bevels, give it a sort of depth. So we're going to go to filter. Click off there. I'm going to do right click, alpha to selection. It's going to select that whole areas that we have here. Then we're going to go to filters, decor, bevel. I put this all the way up to 10. Make sure you work on copy and keep bump layer not ticked, otherwise you'll create a whole nother image. And then you're going to hit OK, and you'll see that these are shrinking in and they'll create a bit of a bevel. Then we're going to do select, none. Alright, and here is the start of our map. Now, as we further go on, we're going to end up kind of tweaking the colors a little bit more and stuff, so don't worry about that. So this is as far as I'm going to go in this video. In the next one, we'll start, kind of laying this out a little bit more, tweaking the colors a touch, adding in some atmosphere. And if you come back over, all these little things are just little extra tidbits and mushrooms, this water thing in the altar, some just things to kind of make it usable, give it some atmosphere. So thanks for joining me on this first video. We're on our way to creating something pretty new, something cool, and bear with me, and we will be ready to rock and roll and use this in a short while. So you guys have a great day and keep on gimping.